and I'll read you this card in Shavasana. So go ahead, we're gonna go ahead and lay down on the back. So lie yourself all the way on your mat and just let your feet fall out to the side. Let your arms fall wider than the mat distance. Close the eyes. And then just start to notice the rise and fall of your breath. So starting to notice the rise and fall of your breath, and then just tune in for a moment to the external weather. So just be aware of what's happening behind you, around you, what's happening outside of you. What's it smell like? What's it sound like? And then together, taking a deep breath in through the nose, filling up the chest, feeling your collarbones broaden. And then just let something out the mouth. Another deep breath in, filling up your chest, letting the heart expand. And exhale something out the mouth. Another big breath in, filling up your chest. This time, stick your tongue out and let some kind of a sound out the mouth. And if that feels silly or funny, I invite you to lean into that. Another deep breath in. See if you can be even a little louder. Create a little more noise. This time, big breath in. And then flutter your lips. Nice. And then from here, you're gonna just hug your knees into your chest. Hug your knees into your chest. Just start to roll out your lower lumbar a little bit. Just noticing your lower back. Noticing any tension, any stiffness there. Maybe rolling in a little circle in the knees so that you can massage your kidneys. And then you have that strap nearby if you need it. You don't absolutely need it, but just in case. We're gonna take the right knee in, let the left leg extend. Right knee in, left leg extends. Pull the right knee in towards the right armpit a whole bunch. And then roll out that ankle. From here, clasping the right knee with the right hand, you're gonna let the knee fall open towards the outside of the body. So it's an external rotation. And then the left leg, press the femur down towards the mat and flex the left foot. Go ahead, from here, you're gonna reach between the knee and grab grab the big toe of your right leg. And then just start to find a half happy baby. So you might need your strap here. You have a 90-degree bend in the right knee. Few breaths. And notice that every time you inhale, you create a little bit of space. And every time you exhale, you allow your body to sink a little bit deeper into the space that you just created. Good, and then from here, see if you can start to straighten the leg any amount. So maybe you need that strap around the foot in order to open it up a little bit. And then the leg just kind of falls to the side. You guys can hear me, yeah? Thumbs up. And then slowly bring the knee back up to center. Hug the knee into the chest, grab it with a left hand, and then gently bring the right leg over towards the left side of the body. So make this a super gentle twist. So we're not forcing anything, we're just kind of waking up the lower lumbar, creating a little more space. The right hand presses into the ground on your right. Go ahead and then bring yourself back to center. From here, hug that knee into your chest, clasp the left knee in also. Roll out both ankles, take the right leg out, let it extend. Take the left knee and let it fall open, opening up externally to that hip. So now the right leg is pressing towards the mat. And then starting to bring the focus now inward and noticing the internal landscape, the internal weather. Notice if you can start to silence or quiet the mind. And start to bring your attention more to your breath. Go ahead, take the left hand to the inside of the left knee, grab the big toes of the left foot, and then find a half happy baby here. So a 90-degree bend in the leg. And with your inhales and your exhales, you're working on creating about a 4 to 5 count inhale through the nose. And a 5 to 6 count exhale out the nose. And so we work on this rhythmic breath. And every exhale, you can feel it kind of catch against the back of your throat. Now from here, go and straighten that leg any amount. So maybe you have your strap here. And as you straighten that leg, remember that the right leg is still pressing in towards the mat below you. So you feel the exhale catching against the back of your throat, and it starts to create this rhythmic sound that sounds a little bit like the ocean. And we try to let that become the soundtrack of our practice. So even though I'm speaking to you, maybe there's sounds around you, your breath is the main focus, your ujjayi breath. From here, bend the knee, take that left leg now and bring it diagonal across the body. Put the left hand into the mat. And then notice you might feel something different, a different sensation in the left side of your body. And remember that we're in this, we're dropping into the body so that we can process energy, process things. We go in by way of body, we use movement, and then the energies unpack and eventually move through us. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. Good, roll out both ankles, both directions. Get that ankle joint to warm up a little bit. That tiny little joint carries you around all day. It's pretty impressive. And then from here, you're gonna reach between both knees, grab the outsides of the feet, and then again, find a full happy baby. So as much of your spine is on the mat as possible. And here we are in this vulnerable position. Our legs are up, our legs are open, our chest is exposed. We're on our backs. And it kind of feels a little similar to what we're in now. We're in this vulnerable feminine position. We're in this feminine energy of having to sit, wait, and receive in this time. And what a gift that is, because we've been operating in such a masculine energy for so long. The hustle, the grind, the hustle, the grind, the work, the do, the do, the do. So maybe this is exactly what universe ordered. I mean, clearly it is. Go ahead, crisscross your ankles, and then slowly start to rock yourself forward and back. So feel yourself rocking up the length of your spine. And then as we do that, we're just sending information to the spine that we want blood to flow there, that we're warming up the posterior chain. And then from here, crisscross your feet. Go ahead, come onto all fours, so your quadruped hands and knees. So from here, the wrist creases are parallel with the top of the mat. That's super important. Your pointer finger is parallel with the sides of the mat. That's super important. You're gonna press the ground away a whole bunch, so you're lifting the armpits off of the mat and protract through the upper shoulders. From here, press the spine away. And then exhale, drop the heart a whole bunch and let the scapula come up. So we're not finding cat-cow. We're just playing with our retraction and protraction of the shoulders. So you're drawing in, you made a big giant cave between your scapula. And now you're gonna press straight up. And you're gonna make a mountain between your scapula. Now you're gonna drop forward again, heart reaches to the floor, your gaze is still down, and you're lifting your scapula up, making a concave. And then you press up and make it round. Good, feel more like that. Big breath in. Exhale, drop the heart down, let the scapula move. And exhale, press it back up, round and protract. Inhale, let the heart go down. Feel like the scapula are wings and they're peeling off of your back body for a moment, and then press them back up and in. One more time, inhale, take the heart down, scapula lift, creating a little bit more mobility in the shoulder joint, and then press and round protraction. Nice, from here, you're gonna step the right leg back behind you, and then smash the right toes into the mat a whole bunch. So I want you to push back so that you're getting a good toe stretch in the backs of your right toes. So you press the toes into the ground a whole bunch, like you're pushing, and then push the heels back. Feel the stretch, let it move through the calf and the toes. Good, and then from here, just lift the right leg up, spin the inseam of the thigh towards the ceiling, press the heel towards the back of the room. Inhale, take the left arm out in front of you, pull the lower belly in a whole bunch, and then press out of the right arm even more. And so we start to turn on the stabilizer muscles here. The thumb points up, the pinky points down. Few breaths. Pull the lower navel in even more. Make sure that the hips are squared towards the mat. And then take the left arm out towards the side, palm faces down. Flexing the right foot behind you. Keep the toes pointing down, and then start to take the right leg out towards the side. Notice I said the toes pointing down still. So that's gonna limit your range of motion just for a moment. Toes are pointing down and you're pulling the right leg out towards the side. My bookshelf is in the way. Nice, and then from here, bring the front arm forward and the back leg back. Nice, now turn the toes out towards the side and flip the palm up and start to rotate the right leg out towards the side and the left arm out towards the side. So now your right toes are pointing forward and your left thumb is pointing up. So now you're working that internal rotation of the leg, even though it's out an extension. Good, and then inhale forward and back. One more time like that. Take the toes forward as you pull the leg out. Good, so we're lighting up through gluteus medius, getting all those connectors, few breaths. Lift the right leg even higher, and then exhale, bring it forward and back. Nice, go ahead, put the left hand down, put the right foot down. Flip the wrists, so you're on the tops of your hands for a moment. Tops of your hands, but really your weight is on your knees, so you're being really gentle here, just giving your wrist a flip the other direction from extension to flexion, flexion to extension. Go ahead and then put the hands back down. Nice, so you're gonna take the left foot back, press the toes a whole bunch, so you're opening up through the toes. Press the heel back, inseam of the thigh flips towards the ceiling. Pull the belly in a whole bunch. Find your toe stretch. You might even feel it in your calves as you press the heel back. And then from here, zip up lower belly and lift the leg out behind you. So flex the heel towards the back of the room and then inhale, the right arm reaches forward. Press the ground away. The right thumb is up like you're shaking somebody's hand. Oh my God, you guys remember what it was like to shake somebody's hand? From here, palm faces down. You're gonna take the right arm out to the side, but lift through the shoulder and reach the fingertips far. Keep the left toes pointing down and start to pull the leg out. So the toes are pointing down. Pull the belly in. So you feel the oblique engage. You notice that your range of motion probably isn't as big as you thought it was, and that's okay. Moving through the stabilizers for a few breaths. Good, inhale, reach forward and back. And then exhale, now keep that thumb up and point the toes towards the front, and now start to open up towards the side. Notice the range of motion is a little bigger. Try to lift through the outside of the booty. Press the ground away, belly in. Notice if there's any shake or quake, perfect. We're just delivering new information to the body. Good, and then inhale forward and back. One more time, reach it out to the side, lift the left leg as high as you can, toes point forward, belly in, and then bring it forward and back. Nice, take the hands back down, pull yourself back into a child's pose. So from your child's pose, sink your hips deep. Remember that your toes are touching, your knees are wide apart. Toes are touching, knees wide apart. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, let it sink further towards the. Good, from here, walk your right hand on top of your left. Pull the right hip back a whole bunch, and then walk your hands over towards your left. So feel the side body open. From the fingertips of the right hand all the way down the back of the arm, all the way to the right hip. So the right hip is pushing towards the right heel. And then from here, walk your hands forward. Take your left hand on top of your right, push your left hip back, and then open up the side body. So the left fingertips are reaching. You can feel that extension happening. You might feel it through the armpit. Good, and then from here, walk the hands out in front of you. Nice, from here, come back onto hands and knees. And then you're just gonna take big giant hip swivels here. Big giant hip swivels. So I assume that a lot of us are probably in flexion a lot. We're sitting a whole bunch. You can take it both directions. Maybe we're Netflix and chilling. Maybe we're at our computers trying to get our hustle on, trying to figure things out. And so the hips are probably pretty tight, and the arms probably need a little lubing in the shoulders. So working through that. From here, you guys tuck your toes. You're gonna push yourself into your first downward facing dog. So make it a kind of a small downward facing dog. And you'll do that by bending your knees a whole bunch. So bend your knees so much, and then from here, press the ground away straight and strong. Remember that your thumb and your index finger are pressing into the mat, all 10 fingers. You're pressing the forearms away. There's a super bend in the knees so that you can make space in the spine first. And then your ears are in line with your biceps, so you're not trying to press your heart towards your knees. Your ears are in line with your biceps. Good, now slowly start to straighten your legs. As you straighten your legs, look down, check in that the heels are hiding behind the second toe, that the inseams of the thighs are pushing towards the back of the room, and that you're lifting your hips up and back. Now pull the front ribs in a whole bunch so that the belly is engaged. Good, a few breaths here. Nice, and then from here, inhale, shift forward to plank pose. So if you have to adjust your plank or your down dog, then you know your hands aren't in the right spot. So find a situation, or a position rather, an alignment where you go from plank to down dog, and nothing has to change. So go ahead and take a couple plank down dogs till you find that nothing has to change and you know you're in the right spot. From there, drop down to your knees. Inhale the heart forward. As you exhale, pull the elbows back towards the sides. Find your version of chaturanga. And then inhale, find your up dog or your cobra. And then tuck your toes, push it back, downward facing dog. So we did that version on our knees. That's a way for you to modify. So we'll inhale out to plank, top of a push-up. You'll drop to your knees. Inhale the heart forward like you're looking over a cliff, pause in chaturanga. Inhale your up dog or your cobra, and then tuck your toes, push it back, downward facing dog. So that is your modified vinyasa. Otherwise, we're inhale out to plank, top of a push-up. Stay high on the feet, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale brings you up dog, up, and then exhale takes you up, downward facing dog. And then from here, you breathe. From here, walk your hands back towards your feet. Walk your hands back towards your feet and then clasp both elbows and just hang in a forward fold. And so if immediately already you were like, ooh, my wrists, notice the story. As we move through yoga, we'll come against, is it uncomfortable or is it unmanageable? And they're two totally different things. And it's kind of just like life right now. Is this unmanageable or is this just uncomfortable? And so putting a gentle bend in the knees, letting the thighs and the torso touch. Close the eyes for a moment, and then I'd like you to just take your right hand and put it on top of the crown of your head. And this is my favorite part of practice. This is my favorite part of practice. So hand is on the crown of your head, and imagine that there's a gateway that goes to the crown of your head that opens up into your mind. And so decide what that gate looks like. Is it gold? Is it silver? Is it made out of wood? Is it covered in ivy? Is it super ornate? What does your gate look like today to the crown of your head? From here, go ahead, turn the key and let that door fall open on its hinges. So gravity just pulls the door open. And then I'd like you to visualize letting stuff come out of your mind. So any of the anxiousness, any of the fear, any of the over-prepping, any of the worry, any of the resentments, any of the frustration, any of the stuff that's happening up there that's living in the head, that's living in the head space, let that drain out of you for a moment. And once you see every last drop moving onto your mat, know that Mother Earth will graciously accept it. And let it fall out of you. And let Mama Earth take care of you. And then once every drop is gone, go ahead and close that gate, turn the key. And just honor that you have this freedom, you have this space inside your mind now, and you get to fill it with whatever you'd like. From here, inhale, heart lifts halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift again, hands to the hips, and then inhale, rise all the way up, coming to the top of your mat, Tadasana. Good morning, you guys. So from Tadasana, your toes are together, your heels are behind your second toe. Take your hands to your hips for a moment and then lift those frontal hip points so that your tailbone softens. Hands to heart center. This is Tadasana. This is our mountain pose. How we stand on our mats is often how we stand in life. Taking a moment to set an intention for the movement of this practice. Honoring that we're going to invite the element of fire into the body to burn and purify the things that aren't serving us, any residue, any stuff, any muck. And then we'll seal that, we'll open this with one collective Om. Inhale from root to crown, deep breath in. So feeling that vibration that connects the entire universe, honoring that we're so blessed to have this opportunity to connect through a screen, and letting the energy of gratitude be with you as we move through our practice. From Tadasana, inhale, the arms reach, Ardha Hastasana. Exhale, bend the knees a whole bunch, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your heart halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Go ahead, take yourself back through whatever version of chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, and exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. From here, inhale the hips up and back. Exhale, visualize your heels sinking towards the earth. They don't ever have to touch. Inhale, press through the arms strong. Exhale, make more space in the vertebrae. Inhale, open up the back of the heart. And as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or lightly float to the top of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in Uttanasana. Root down through the feet as you rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to the heart, Tadasana. Good, just like that. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, heart reaches, collarbones broaden. Exhale, hands to the mat, step yourself back, slowly lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, press the arms strong into the mat. Exhale, hips come back, downward facing dog. One more, building heat in the body. Inhale, the hips up and back, bending at the knees, step or lightly float. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Root down into the earth, rise up. Hands to heart center, Samastiti. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, heart reaches, collarbones broaden. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank through your Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. From here, you're gonna step the right foot between the hands. You're gonna drop the left knee down. Uncurl the left toes. And then check in that the right knee is directly over the right ankle. From here, you're gonna take both hands and put them on top of your right knee. Good. Once you have that, sink a little bit deeper into the hips. But then check in that the knee is still over the ankle. From here, you're gonna lift this frontal hip up a little. So pull the hips up, scoop lower belly, Mula Bandha, that's the pelvic floor. And then inhale, arms reach. Big breath in. Exhale, cactus the elbows, let the heart peel open. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, take both hands to either side of the foot. You're gonna pull the hips back and find half Hanumanasana or a hamstring stretch. So you'll either slide the heel out further in front of you and take a little bit more of a half split, or you can just pull the hips back and find your hamstring stretch, whatever feels good. Focus on pulling the right hip back a little bit and flex the toes towards the right knee. Lift the heart, and then exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Good, inhale, rise. Stomp the foot down on the mat, bend that knee again. Take the left hand down and then just gently twist through the torso, bring the right arm up. If this feels good and juicy to you, you can stay here. Otherwise, you can tuck the toes underneath you, engage the back leg, lift the femur to the sky, gaze up at the top hand and find your low lunge twist. Few breaths. And if this isn't in your wheelhouse today or anything is speaking to you, you want to drop the knee and find it there. Remember that this is your practice. Good, and then give that arm just 3 big circles. 1, 2, 3. Nice, and then take that hand down to the mat. From here, step the right foot back. Nice, from here, you're gonna shift forward, and we're just gonna take 4 big push-ups. So elbows are gonna go back like chaturanga. You can be on your knees or out in plank, it's up to you. Slowly lower for 4, 3, 2, 1, and push yourself right back into downward facing dog. Good, from here, you're gonna take the left foot, step it between the hands, drop the right knee, uncurl the right toes, and then use your hands to bring yourself up onto that thigh. Once you're there, check in that the knee is directly over the ankle, but allow yourself to sink the hips deep. Once you sink deep, you should feel the hip flexor of the right side. Then you're gonna pull the lower belly in, so you're lifting even though you're sinking. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, let the arms open, cactus them, press the heart forward. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, take the hands to both sides. From here, you can either just pull the hips back and find your hamstring stretch here, if that's enough for you, or you can slide the leg forward for half Hanumanasana and find whatever version feels good. Inhale, the heart lifts. Exhale, you fold forward. Slowly rise up. Go ahead, plant the foot back down, bend the knee deeply, take the right hand, put it down on the mat. You can either stay on the right knee and find your twist here, or you can engage the back leg, lift the femur towards the sky. And remember that you're pressing out of the right arm a whole bunch. Once you press out of the right arm, you'll release any tension in the neck, and then you can roll the right ribs under you and the left ribs reach towards the ceiling. Few breaths here. Can you wiggle the toes of your front foot? Good, sink deeper in the front knee so the booty is low. Nice, and then give that arm 3 big circles. 1, 2, 3. Nice, and then take the hand down to the mat. Good, from here, you're gonna push it back. From here, you're gonna find 4 more push-ups. This time, I'd like you to take your hands as wide or wider than the mat. Shift your weight forward like you're looking over a cliff, and then you're gonna take 4 of those push-ups, elbows go back at 45. You can drop to your knees if you need, otherwise we drop for 4. 3, 2, 1. And then push yourself back, downward facing dog. Nice job. From this down dog, inhale the hips up and back. At the end of your breath, bend your knees, step or lightly float to the front of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. From here, you're gonna stay folded in, get your toes to touch each other, bend your knees a whole bunch, put your torso on your thighs, and then interlace the hands behind your back. So if this moment, if you can't grab your hands, this is where you would use that strap or that t-shirt or that towel that I talked about, the belt. So if you need that, you can put that in your hands, in your grip. Otherwise, you're gonna interlace your hands, and then you're gonna pull the shoulders away. Even though you're falling forward, your hands are reaching to the back of the room. Your torso is on your thighs. Now slowly start to straighten your thighs, but see if you can keep your torso on your thighs as you straighten. And then when it feels sticky or your body pauses you, let the pause happen. And remember that what's happening in flexibility is that the muscle is communicating to the brain and going, whoa, can I go this far? And then the brain goes, no, not yet. And then the muscle says, please. And then the brain goes, okay. And so it's just this communication going back and forth. And that's why we get flexible. That's how we get more flexible day by day. And so you slowly starting to straighten the legs. Good, and then the arms are reaching to the front of the room. Feel your hamstrings open, your lower back is releasing. Relax your toes. Good, and then from here, engage the belly and slowly use the hands to pull you all the way back up. Nice, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, sink deep, Utkatasana, chair pose. Pull the front ribs in, soften the tailbone towards the heels. And now you're gonna take the hands, interlace them, but this time find the opposite lacing. So whichever hand was on top, find the difference. Big breath in, now drop your torso onto your thighs again, and then slowly start to straighten your thighs. Straighten your legs, torso on the thighs if you can, any amount. So if there's a big bend or a little bend, it doesn't matter. Few breaths. So getting the head over the heart, this is actually an inversion, you guys, head over heart. Nice, and then from here, engage the belly. Slowly use the hands to pull yourself all the way back up, straightening the legs, inhale, arms reach, hands to heart, Samasthiti. Nice, so we've opened up a little bit and built some strength, so now we're gonna move into Sthira Namaskar B. Sthira Namaskar B is really gonna turn the temperature up in the body, and that's what we're looking for. Because remember that every time you said no in life when you meant to say yes, and every time you said yes when you meant to say no, every time you went through something but you froze and you didn't get to process, all of that stuff is stored in the body. And what a gift. Your body holds on to it for you so that at a later date when you are present enough and aware enough, then you get to move through it. So the body really is magical. So think for a moment of how the fire element can come into your body, how it can get into the nooks and crannies and break down the residue of the life experience that we haven't processed yet. From here, inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches, collarbones broaden, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Slowly lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, presses you up, dog or cobra. Exhale, tucks your toes, push it back, downward facing dog. Listen up, the right foot steps between the hands right away. We're gonna stay in crescent today. So the left heel stays high. Inhale, rise all the way up. Bend the back knee to protect the lower lumbar first. Good, lift the chest. Big breath in. Exhale, take the hands to the mat. Step back to plank, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. Right away, your left foot steps forward, your right heel stays high. Inhale, rise all the way up, crescent. Bend the right knee deeply, lift the chest. Good, inhale up, exhale, hands to the mat. Step back slowly through your chaturanga. Inhale up, dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. And so we have 3 breaths here. So we're moving through Surya Namaskar B, but we're gonna stay in crescent today. And so your heels will stay high. We're trying to do 1 breath per movement. And so we have to let the breath catch in the back of the throat and be really mindful and present with it. Remember that you're always breathing in and out the nose only. The lips stay sealed. And I'm gonna sound way more out of breath than you are probably because I'm talking as I'm teaching, so don't ever feel like your breath has to match mine. From here, inhale the hips up and back. At the end of the breath, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Sink deep, reach high, Utkatasana chair pose, root to rise, hands to heart center, Samastiti. Inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or float to your chaturanga. Inhale, press the heart forward. Exhale, hips come back, downward facing dog. Right away, you step the right foot through. Inhale, rise up for crescent. Exhale, hands come down, step it back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, pull it back. Left foot steps between the hands, inhale, rise. Exhale takes you all the way down through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And then you have a few breaths. Keep the arms straight and strong. Keep the ears in line with the biceps. Pull the front ribs into the body, lift the hips up and back. Inhale, fill up your chest. Bend the knees, look forward. With the exhale, step or lightly float. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Sink deep, reach high, Utkatasana. Exhale, root to rise, hands to heart center. 1 more time. Inhale, arms reach, sink deep. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, collarbones broaden, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or lightly float, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Right foot steps between the hands, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the mat, slowly lower. Inhale, collarbones broaden. Exhale, pull it back. Left foot steps between the hands, inhale, rise for your crescent. Exhale, take the hands down, step back, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Let something move out of the mouth. Nice job, you guys. From here, inhale the right leg up and back. As you exhale, take the right knee to the outside of the right tricep and then just hold it. Pull the belly in, flex the toes towards the back of the room, protract the shoulders. Inhale, take it straight back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, take that knee right back to the same place. Good, inhale, take it back. Exhale, take it right back to the same place. Hold the knee up high. And now as you exhale, drag the knee down the arm to the wrist. And then inhale it right back up to the tricep. Exhale it down to the wrist. Inhale it right back up to the tricep. Exhale it down to the wrist. Inhale it right back up to the triceps. Stick it all the way back, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, step the foot between the hands. Drop the back heel. We're gonna come into Virabhadrasana 2. So good. So, Virabha 2, you guys, look, so many things to be mindful of and to refine. So sinking deep in the front knee, you're trying to get the knee to be right over the ankle and in line with the second toe. The inseam of this thigh, think of spinning it towards the out, right? So we're not letting the knee cave in, you wanna pull it out. Sink deep and then check in with your hips. So you don't wanna lunge forward in the hip. You wanna keep the right hip up and neutral with the left. The back leg is straight and strong. You're engaging through the femur. And then the crown of the head is lifting and you reach to the front and back of the room. Gaze is over the right hand. And then just notice what's happening inside of your body. And without judging it or writing a story or telling yourself you don't have good balance or this isn't what you signed up for or you're tired, without making a story, just observe the sensations. And so yoga is happening now. Yoga was happening when you first woke up. Yoga is happening every second of every day. It's about quieting and stilling the fluctuations of your mind and breaking the chains of being shackled to your psyche. And so when things slow down and it gets still, we really notice what's going on in our mind. And so we breathe into the discomfort and we ask, unmanageable or just uncomfortable? From here, flip the front palm. Inhale, reach up first. So think of opening up the right fingertips to the ceiling and think of opening from the hip all the way up. Then reach it back to reverse your warrior. Exhale, take your hands to the mat. Step back to plank. You're just gonna push yourself back to downward facing dog. Nice job. From here, left leg floats to the ceiling. On the exhale, shift forward to plank, bring the knee to the outside of the tricep. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it to the outside of the tricep again. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it to the outside of the tricep. Protract the shoulders and then drop the knee down towards the wrist. Inhale, bring it back up to the elbow. Exhale, back down to the wrist. Inhale, back up to the elbow. Exhale, back down to the wrist. Inhale, back up to the elbow. Kick it back. Three-legged dog. Step the foot between the hands. And then we find Virba 2 on your left side. So set yourself up. Remember that the arch of the back foot is in line with the heel of the front foot. Inhale, bring yourself Virba 2. And then you check in again here with your hips. So we don't want to lunge forward into the future like this. We don't want to stick the booty back like that. So you stack yourself tall, sink deep, back leg is engaged. Pull the left femur back, knee over ankle, and then find your breath. Check in with your back arm. Sometimes it's way up here or it's way down here. Check in where it is. See if you can reach through both fingertips. Both legs are active. The outer seam of the right foot is pressing into the mat. From here, flip your front palm. Inhale, reach up first. So open up the left body, reach, reach, reach. And then reach it back to reverse your warrior. Exhale, take your hands to your mat. Step the foot back and push yourself back to downward facing dog. Good, from here, walk your hands straight back to your feet. Hang here in your forward fold, clasp both elbows, gently nod your head, yes. Gently shake your head, no. Good. From here, you're gonna walk your toes out and your heels in. From there, you're gonna drop, I'm gonna cheat it when we get closer. From here, you're gonna drop the booty down and we're gonna find some version of Malasana. So notice that my body wants to do this. We don't want this to happen. We want my crown of my head to be right over my heels. So I'm gonna take my hands in prayer pose. Maybe I have to adjust my feet a little, so be mindful of where your feet are. Press the knees, open with the elbows, lift your heart. And then once you're here, it kind of feels like you're just kind of sitting in that. I want to feel engagement. So we're gonna zip up through Mula Bandha, pubic to navel. You're gonna lift up just a little. So you lifted yourself 1 inch, and now you can feel a lot more activation happening in the pelvic floor, in the inner thighs. Press the elbows wide, lift your chest, and then just sit in that for a moment. So we're opening up the hips and the external rotation here. Lift your heart. Good. And then see if you can take the right hand down to the outside and just straighten that arm and press the knee open a little bit more. So both arms are super active. Now you're gonna look up over your left shoulder and then you're gonna reach the left arm up. Try to keep the booty down if you can and open up the chest. A few breaths. Good, and then slowly bring the hand back to prayer pose. Both hands to prayer. Big breath in. As you exhale, press through the heels, stand all the way up. Inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Malasana. Exhale, press all the way up, hands to heart. Inhale, sink deep, arms up, Malasana. Exhale, press to the heels, hands to heart. Inhale, sink deep. Hold it there. Take the hands to the heart. Press the knees open. Remember to lift a little bit. Good. Now take the left hand down. Press the knee open. Keeping the right elbow and the right knee, start to look up over your right shoulder. And then from there, pull the belly and lift the right arm up. A few breaths. And then slowly take the hands back to center. Press yourself all the way up. Arms reach. Exhale, bring it back in. One more time, inhale up. Arms reach, this time on the extension. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. From here, take your hands to your mat, walk your toes back in, and find that same forward fold. Gently nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to hips. Exhale, rise all the way up to standing, come back to your mat. Tadasana. So good, you guys. From here, we're gonna revisit Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Utkatasana, chair pose. Hands to your heart center. Big breath in, and as you exhale, we're gonna twist to the right side, but we're not gonna use our elbow. So for a moment, I want you to watch me. When we're here, if we wanna do Parvrita Utkatasana, that's twisting chairs, so many times we'll just go like this, and then we'll crank our body, but we're not really using any of the internal muscles or levers when we're doing that. So what I want you to do is sink deep, lift your heart, big breath in. Exhale, start to twist your torso. Not using my elbows at all. Big breath in. Exhale, twisting my torso more. No elbows are involved. Big breath in. Exhale, I'm twisting my torso. I'm not using all my muscles, my internal levers, and then I'm gonna drop the elbow onto my thigh. Inhale, big breath in. And then I'm gonna use the external lever. So we use the muscles to get there, and then we just kind of gently encourage the body with the limbs. Few breaths there. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Feel the burn, feel the sensation. Enjoy it, appreciate it. Notice that you're not in your mind when you're in your body. From here, shift the weight onto the right leg and then step the left leg back. So you're in a twisting high lunge now. Twisting high lunge. Good, holding this. Few breaths. Back leg is straight and strong. Gaze is towards the ceiling. If you want to split your arms, you can. If that's not in your practice today, then you just stay where you are. One more big breath in. Good. Exhale, step the left foot back up to the right. Bring the hands back to heart center, fold forward, shake it out. From here, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Sink deep through the heels, hands to heart center. Here we are, Utkatasana, chair pose. So we're gonna move into the left side the same way. Big breath in. Exhale, twist. Don't touch anything yet. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, twist. Notice how strong you are. Big breath in. Exhale, twist. Now put the elbow on the knee. Nice. Pull the belly in and then let the gaze work its way towards the ceiling. Keep the hips down. Notice that all 10 toes could technically come off of the mat. Good. From here, shift your weight onto your left foot. Step the right leg back. Nice. Back leg straight and strong. Lift your chest. Bend the front knee deeply. Chest is up. Can you stack your left shoulder on top of your right a little bit more? Good. And then if you want to split the arms, few breaths. And then here you are at that meeting. You called this meeting. You said, I want to be in my body. I want to feel the fire. I want to feel the sensations. So be present at the meeting. Be here for it. Try not to escape it. Try not to run away from it. Try not to talk yourself out of it. Talk yourself into it. Take your hands back to your heart center. From here, bring the right leg up to the left. Take it forward, fold forward. Shake out the legs. Maybe leave something out the mouth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to hips. Come all the way up to standing. Nice job, you guys. Shake it out for a moment. Move some of that energy that we were just putting through our thighs. Maybe you pound them. If you need your water, you get it. So I personally always have sage or Palo Santo or some crystal infused Peruvian water that the shamans use. And I like to use this throughout practice because we are breaking down and getting into energies that are stored in our bodies. I also usually keep, I should talk about this before class, but I usually keep a stone or a trinket, or if you have a sobriety chip or a photo of somebody that you love or a statue that was your grandfather's, something that you like good energy near you in your practice, it's always a great idea. Maybe it's a bracelet or trinket. All right, so coming back to the top of your mat. Going back to the top of your mat and then noticing after you get to move that energy out of you if you feel any differently. From here, taking the hands to the hips, we're gonna step the right foot back about 4 feet. So once you step the right foot back about 4 feet, you're gonna move the left foot to the left and the right foot to the right. So it's like your legs are on train tracks, so they're not on a tightrope. From here, you're gonna put your hands on your hips and then move the right hip forward. So it's like you have 2 little headlights on your hip bones and they wanna pull forward. This is my second least favorite pose. From your hands on your hips, you're gonna inhale the heart lift, press the back heel into the mat. So I want this back leg to be actually more engaged than the front. So you're pressing the back heel down. Inhale, heart lift. Exhale, start to rotate the whole pelvis over your thighs, but keep your chest forward. So you're gonna feel this on the outside of the left hamstring, the left glute. Lift the heart, and then exhale, take it a little bit lower. Notice my hands are just on my hips. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold a little bit further. Now take the hands to the heart. Lift your heart with your hands. Exhale, take it a little bit further. You're pulling the left hip back, you're pressing the right hip forward. Now go ahead, take the right hand down to the mat underneath your right shoulder. Take the left arm out to the side. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, let yourself fold a little bit deeper, but your spine is still long. Take the left hand on top of that lower lumbar and keep that kind of a flat surface. Big breath in, and now as you exhale, start to twist your chest over towards your left. From here, you can take the hand now closer to the left foot. Keep the left hand on the lower lumbar. Go ahead, big breath in. Exhale, twist up towards the ceiling. Keep the back leg straight and strong. Both legs are straight. And then slowly look back down at the floor. Go ahead, take both hands to the floor. From here, you're gonna step the right foot up and you're just gonna come into standing splits. So you're taking the right leg up. You can open the hip up to the sidewall if you'd like, but once you do that for a few moments, I want you to drop the right hip down, flex the toes, and notice the range of motion is way different again. Make sure that you're engaging the quad of your left leg so that you're lifting the kneecap of the left leg. Right leg lifts, and then exhale, step the foot back down. Nice. From here, take the left foot, step it behind the right immediately so they're touching each other. Bend the right knee a whole bunch and then press the left hip back. Find your forward fold and you should feel that same opening in the left leg. Good. From here, standing straight. Step the feet back together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come all the way up. Nice. This time we're going to take the left foot and step it back behind us. So it's about 4 feet. And then you're going to move the right foot to the right, left foot to the left. From here, hands on hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, press the left heel onto the mat behind you, but start to rotate your pelvic wheel over your femurs. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold a little bit more. Notice as the tightness starts to come in, engage the right quad a whole bunch so you don't lock out that front knee. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold. Now take your hands to your heart and then imagine lifting your heart. Big breath in, exhale, fold more, spine is long. And then from here, you'll take the left hand down just underneath the left shoulder. Take the right hand out to the side. Now your shoulders are squared. Big breath in, take the right hand to the lower lumbar. Keep that a flatter space. And then fill your chest up on your inhale. And exhale, start to rotate towards the side of the room. So we're finding a deep twist here. And then if that feels good, you might move that left hand closer to the right foot. If that doesn't feel like that's in your wheelhouse today, keep your hand right underneath your shoulder. Few breaths. Pull the right hip back more. Good, and then slowly look down. Take both hands on either side of the foot, shift your weight onto the right leg, and lift the left leg high for standing splits. So you can again open it up to the side if that feels good to you for a moment, but that's not really the stretch that we want. So once you've done that, bring the hips square, flex the toes down, lift the left leg up. Good, from here, step the foot to meet the other. Clasp both elbows, hang here in a forward fold. Nice job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Hands to hips, come all the way up to standing. Excuse me, hands to heart, Samasthiti. Nice job, you guys. Inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank, slowly lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. From here, step the right foot between the hands, stay high on the back foot, we're coming back up into crescent. Big breath in, arms reach. From here, interlace the hands behind your back, open up your chest, sink deep. Good, pull the right hip back. Big breath in, as you exhale, you're gonna shift forward onto that front leg, come up into Virabhadrasana 3. So you're gonna lift the left leg behind you, arms reach behind you, few breaths. So you think of your body more like a T. The heel is in line with the second toe. Now take the hands to the heart, and then drop the left arm down underneath that left shoulder. So it's basically what you just did, but now you're on one leg. Twist and turn the right arm towards the ceiling. Parvrita Ardha Chandrasana. Find your version. If you fall, get right back up. Breathe into the challenge. Left leg extends. Few breaths. One more big breath in. Exhale, take the hand to the mat, take the foot to the mat, hang in your forward fold. So on my link tree, you guys, I did put a link for blocks and stuff because they're always a good idea. I haven't been using them this practice, but I usually use them. And in poses like this, blocks are an excellent choice. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to heart. Samasthiti. Nice job, you guys. Inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. It's your last standing pose. Your left foot comes forward. Inhale, rise for crescent. Sink deep in your crescent. Good, interlace the hands behind your back. You're gonna switch to the opposite lacing that you had. Open up your chest. Big breath in. Exhale, shift your weight forward. Come up onto that front leg and find Virabhadrasana 3. So you flex the right foot back a whole bunch. Engage through the core, lift the heart, lift, lift, lift. Good, and it's like you're making a giant T with your body. Good, few breaths. Now take your hands to your heart. Lift your heart, lift your back leg. Exhale, take the right hand down underneath the shoulder and lift the left arm up. Twisting Ardha Chandrasana. So find that. Good, and if you need your block, you can use it. Hang on to it. One more big breath in. Exhale, take the hand down, take the foot down. Go ahead and hang. Ooh, standing posture's over. So good, you guys. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sink deep, Utkatasana. From here, sink all the way down till your booty's on the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Get your water really quickly before we move into our abs. Get your water real quick. You guys are crushing. All right, so good. So my favorite part, not. Coming, sitting nice and tall, so you're sitting on your tailbone, sitting on your booty rather. Now draw your belly in a whole bunch and protract the shoulder blades. So suck the belly in like you're making you're hollowing out your belly, but you're rounding your shoulders. Then take the arms in front of you and then lift the knees up. So we scooped out the belly. That protects the lower lumbar. Now start to straighten the legs. So if you need to have your legs straight, that's totally, if you need to have your legs bent, that's totally cool. Mine will probably move to a bend eventually. So find whatever version. Big breath in. We're going to slowly lower down to Ardha Navasana. So we're going to lower for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower. 4, 3, 2. Inhale, rise up. 4, 3, 2. Last time, take it down. 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. Point your toes towards the front of the room. Pull the front ribs in. Reach the arms in front of you. Inhale, take the arms back behind you. Try to lift and touch the fingers. Try to lift the feet. Few breaths. Find this. Hang on to a chin into your chest. Look down at your toes. Belly in. Good. Now swoop the arms around. Inhale, come back up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Take the arms up overhead. Keep the legs off the mat. Keep the shoulders off the mat. Chin into the chest. Look down at your toes. Few breaths. Good. Sweep the arms around. From here, bring both knees into the chest and then hug them for just a quick second. Nice. From here, interlace the hands. Take them to the outside of the right leg. Straighten both legs up towards the ceiling. Lift your right shoulder blade off your mat. Drop the right leg down. Now drop the left leg down. Lift the right leg up. Take the same right leg down. Lift the left leg up. Take the same left leg down. Lift the right leg up. Take the same right leg down. Try to keep the right scapula off the shoulder. Take the same right leg up. Take the same right leg down. Take the left leg up. Take the same left leg down. Take the right leg up. Take the same right leg down. Take the left leg up. Take the same left leg down. Your feet are not touching the mat. You're trying to keep as much of your shoulders off the mat as possible. Right leg up, right leg down. Good. Now hold those. Reach forward. Look forward. Belly in. Few breaths. Good. From here, interlace your hands. Move them to the left side of the body. Lift the right leg up. Lift the left leg up. Bend your knees real quick. Get your scapula off the mat. Pull the belly in. Now straighten both legs. Take the right leg down. Take the left leg down. Take the left leg up. Take the same left leg down. Lift the left scapula off the mat. Lift the right leg up. Take the left leg down. Lift the left leg up. Take the same left leg down. Take the left leg up. Take the same left leg down. Take the left leg up. Take the same left leg down. Good. Take the right leg up. Take the same right leg down. Take both legs up. Good. Split the hands. Reach them to the front of the room. Tuck your chin into your chest. Good. Now take your hands, interlace them behind your head. Relax your head for 1 second. Relax your neck. Good. Big breath in. Lift both scapula off the mat. Reach the arms forward. Take both legs down. Take both legs up. Both legs down. Both legs up. My mat is now making the sweaty farting noises because I'm so sweaty. Go back up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, back up. Good. From here, hold the legs up, you guys. Hold the arms up. Reach everything up. Reach your fingertips towards your toes. Reach your heels towards the ceiling. Take everything off of the mat. Think of taking as little as you can on the mat as possible. So I'm lifting my tailbone. I'm lifting my shoulders. Everything's lifting, lifting, lifting. Pull the belly in. Reach, reach, reach. One more big breath in. Exhale, release it down. Knock your knees in. Good job. Thumbs up. You guys with me? Good. Okay. All right. So go ahead, hug your knees into your chest for a second. And then from here, you're going to put both feet on the mat. You're going to come up onto your elbows first. So you walk up onto your elbows. Good. And then from here, you're going to put your hands underneath you. Turn the hands so they face out a little bit. And then your heels are in line with your sits bones. So we're warming down. We're going to open up the abdominal wall. So big breath in. And then exhale, press through the heels and find yourself in reverse tabletop. So let the head fall back. Press the shoulders open. Good. Lift the hips. Maybe you walk your feet a little further away from you. Lift your hips, let the head fall back. Open up the chest, open up the belly. And then slowly roll yourself back down. Good. Go have a seat on your mat. Nice. So crossing the legs, you have two options. We can do dolphin. If you have a wall and you want to do some kind of a handstand or Pigeon or something, you can do that. Otherwise, for inversions, we can do dolphin, or we can do down dog as an inversion, or we can do Bakasana. So because we just did that ab strength, your Bakasana is probably pretty fire. So if you want to try that, I'll walk you through that. First, let me just show you dolphin. So let's pretend you had a block. If you don't have one, it would look about this far apart. So really, the block just ensures that your wrist is in line with your elbow on both sides, yeah? So you'll take that part of your body. So you're pronating the forearms down onto the mat. And then you're gonna put your elbows, make sure they're in line with your wrists. Nice. And then you're gonna take your shoulders and put them right over your elbows. And then you tuck the feet back and you find like a forearm plank. Then you press the ground away and you start to walk your toes up and lift and press the shoulders away from the mat. So this is your dolphin. So I would first always suggest doing it like that. If you find you slip around a lot, you can interlace your fingers if you'd like. But I think that this is more efficient and more supportive in the shoulder joint. So then you can find your dolphin. And once you're in dolphin, you can lift up one leg and see if that feels good. See if you want to play with it. You can lift the other leg, see what that feels like. So that's one inversion that you can take. If you want to try crow pose, Bakasana, you have a couple options. So I'm going to face you guys just so it makes more sense. If you had a block or a book or a box or something, and you wanted to put that underneath your toes, that's one super great way of doing it. So I'm going to show you without it first. Okay, so your toes are together. Boop, boop. And then you're going to squat. You're going to keep the heels together and the toes together. Okay, so you're high on your tippy toes. Can you guys see me on my mat with my back up? Okay, so your ankles are pushed together and you're on your tippy toes. You're going to take your arms straight and they're going to squeeze your arms, your legs together. Your arms are a little wider than shoulder distance and the pointer fingers are facing forward. Now, you're going to think of lifting your booty for a second, open the knees, and then squeeze your knees on the outsides of your triceps. So what you're not doing is bending your arms and putting your knees on top of your triceps. That is a recipe for a broken nose, okay? So follow me first before you do it. So you're going to squeeze the belly in, and I'm going to take the knees. I'm still high on my tippy toes. I'm going to take the knees, I'm going to squeeze my triceps together a whole bunch. Once I squeeze my triceps, I can feel my arms kind of going into each other, and that's great. So you squeeze, and it's like you're scooping your belly out with ice cream, like an ice cream scoop, and you're squeezing your arms together. So it's not that you're resting from a side view, your knees like this. You're not doing this. Big no, okay? It's squeezing. And the way you get that squeeze, notice the squeeze in my body is protracting my shoulders and engaging my belly. Open my knees, squeeze, and as I squeeze, then I can shift forward. So that's one way. If you want to try and you feel like it's not in your wheelhouse yet, sometimes putting your feet higher on a block or a bolster or a blanket or something that's sturdy is going to make it easier for you to get your knees higher to your triceps. So now when I squeeze, whoop, I'm already there. So I squeeze a whole bunch with my arm, with my knees, smash my triceps in towards my chest, belly comes in, and then I just shift forward. Straight arms. So play with that if you like it. And if you don't, that's okay too. And if you want to try dolphin, that's also an inversion. And if you're like, none of that feels good to me, down dog is an inversion. So we just want to get the head over the heart for a moment. And we have about 60 seconds left in that area. Keep going, you guys are crushing. Nice. Okay, so wherever you are, you're gonna come down onto your knees. Good, just come down onto your knees for a moment. Nice, and then let that settle. Good. So if you're ever having trouble sleeping at night, sometimes inversions help. They give you all this energy and then they kind of flush you down. All right, so we're sitting on our knees. We're gonna take a little back bend here. If you wanna take bridge, if you know that bridge is your thing, then you can go ahead and go into it. Otherwise, we're gonna take Ustrasana. So from here, That's also camel is Ustrasana. So you're gonna take the feet just in line with your knees, and your knees are in line with your sit bones. Lift the frontal hip points, draw the tailbone down, and you can either tuck your toes or you can keep the feet flat. From here, I want you to think of pressing your hips against a wall in front of you. But as you press, don't compress. Press forward without compressing the lower lumbar. So we want to press forward and lift the chest. So the heart lifts. From here, take the hands to the hips, and then you can do reverse namaste if that's in your wheelhouse today. So that looks like this. If not, you can put your your knuckles together like this. You can also just clasp your elbows. You can also put your hands on your hips. So find whatever version feels good to you. I personally love reverse namaste because it gives me something to press against and keeps my heart open. So from here, inhale the hips forward. Exhale, open up the chest. Inhale, lift your heart, hips still press forward. Exhale, fold back over. So I'm using my hands to press my heart up. I'm walking my eyes up the ceiling like I'm rolling my body over the back of a wheelbarrow. And then once you're there, you can either take your hands to your heels and continue to press your hips forward. If that feels like it's not there for you today, you can be high on the toes and press the hips forward. Firm the outer ankles in, and then you can drop the head all the way back in this pose. So it's actually okay to drop your head all the way back. A few breaths. Lift the heart, press the hips forward. Good, and then engage your belly. Take your hands to your lower lumbar. Inhale, come halfway up, pause. Notice that you might feel a little dizzy. Curl your toes under, uncurl your toes rather, and then sit back down and just let that settle for a moment. So anytime we do a back bend, we don't want to do it like a credit card. So you wouldn't want to go bridge and then hug your knees into your chest. You wouldn't want to go camel and then fold down to child's pose. You want to give it a second to kind of recalibrate rather than crank, 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 crank. So we'll take that again, Ustrasana, or if you want to take bridge. From here, inhale, come up. Exhale, push the hips forward against the imaginary wall. Your chest is on that same wall. Hands to the lower lumbar, maybe they're knuckles, maybe reverse namaste, whatever it is. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, watch the gaze move up the ceiling. Exhale, press the hips back, engage your quads. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold back. If you want to put the hands down, find it. Lifting the sternum. And then exhale, hands to the lower lumbar, rise up halfway, pause. And then drop your tailbone down to your heels, pause. Good. And then from here, you're gonna swing the legs out in front of you. So we're gonna take double pigeon. So not single pigeon on the mat, just because that's kind of always what we always do. So we're gonna take double pigeon. So for double pigeon, we're gonna take the left leg first. So you'll take the left leg out in front of you, and you're making it almost like it's parallel to the top of your mat. Without touching your right leg though, because we wanna use our muscles. You're gonna take both hands, put them back behind you, and then you're gonna lift the right leg up. Hello. Now take the right foot on top of the left knee, and then slowly start to sit yourself forward until you start to feel that. So you might have a big giant space here like I do. That's totally fine. What's so important is that you're flexing your feet. So you have your ankle on top of your knee and your knee over your ankle. Cool? And then slowly walk yourself up. Randy, what are you eating? Watermelon? It looks like watermelon from here. I'm so jealous. Or is it pizza? So taking your time. And so notice where your knee is now. There's probably a big space. That's okay. Give it a few breaths. Inhale the heart lift. And then exhale, start to walk yourself forward. And so it's shin over shin. And then you'll start to notice that they start to fold and your body starts to soften into the posture. And it's like anything, if we hold it long enough, we're gonna soften into it. So if we're safe at home, eventually it's gonna start to feel like that. If we soften into the experience and work with it, not against it, we might find new layers of ourselves, new versions of ourselves, more things to be grateful for. And then remember that your breath is here to purify, so use it as the filter. And then slowly walk yourself up. Good, without touching your legs. Walk your hands back, let your legs do it. Lift the leg, good. And then just go ahead, put your feet out in front of you and swivel them back and forth. Woosah. That hip stretch feels completely different than single pigeon, right? All right, so now the right goes down in front of you. Flex the front foot a bunch. Remember that every time we flex the foot, we bypass the knee so we get into the hip. Arms behind you, lift the left leg. Hello, left leg. And then put it on top. And then start to walk yourself up, shin to shin. And then just notice that sensation might be way more intense. And that's okay, give it time. Also now we're opening the left hip. I mean, technically we're opening both, but right now you might feel it mostly in the left hip, which is our feminine side. And slowly continue to walk yourself out. And then sometimes this is when emotions will come up. So maybe you giggle, maybe you cry, maybe you want to get out of it, maybe you are annoyed. Notice what comes up and try not to judge anything that comes up. Remember that emotions have the word motion in them because they need to move through us. And what we repress will eventually get expressed, and not usually at the best time. And then slowly walk yourself up. Lift up. Go ahead and lift your legs. Good, and then just open the legs out as wide as you can. Open the legs as wide as you can, and then stand your torso tall with your arms behind you. Flex your toes back. Inhale the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, take the right hand to the in front of the right shin. Palm faces up, lift the left arm up. Few breaths. And then from here, take the arm over the head. Few breaths. And then inhale, bring yourself right back up. Good, now we take the left hand to the inside of the left thigh. Right arm reaches to the ceiling. Look up at the right hand. So you're rolling the right ribs back. As you roll the right ribs back, you'll feel the right hips sink into the earth and you'll feel the right side of the body open. Then start to bring the arm over the body, but still trying to look under the right armpit. Good, inhale, bring yourself back up. And then just walk your hands out in front of you and then find whatever version feels good. And try not to judge your flexibility. Remember that it has nothing to do with your character. Slowly press yourself up. Grab behind your knees. Put your soles of your feet together. We're going to find Baddha Konasana. So take the soles of the feet together. Big breath in. Exhale, press the heels. Press the elbows into the inner thighs. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Good, and then slowly roll yourself up. Collect your knees into your chest, you guys. We're gonna roll onto our backs. We're gonna move into our final pose, corpse pose, resting pose. So go ahead, lie yourself all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest, and then you'll just revisit one more happy baby. Reach between the knees, grab the outsides of the feet, pull the legs down as much of the spine as on the mat as possible. And then just notice if this happy baby feels different than the happy baby you did at the beginning of class. Go ahead, taking the feet all the way down. Letting the legs fall wide apart. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Tuck your scapula underneath you. If you have something to cover your eyes, I would always encourage that. The deep pressure touch on your eyes can feel super good to the body. Otherwise, just close them. And then allow yourself to settle in here. So feel the eyelids get heavy. The eyebrows relax. Go back to regular breathing. Feel the tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Release the energy, the tension around your jaw. Let the back of the neck get soft. Let the shoulders release and be completely supported by the earth below you. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. Feel the hips supported by the earth. Letting the muscles melt away from the bone. The energy move out of the feet. Allow yourself to completely trust and let go. Tadasana. So the card that we pulled, there's medicine in my shadow. Light and shadow each play a vital role in our growth. The dark and deep is as vulnerable and as valuable as the light and easy. When we accept that they coexist, we can embrace our shadow without letting it define us. As messengers of the night, owls navigate darkness with clear vision and instinctual wisdom. Owl is here to support your inner journey and awaken your ability to sense in the dark. Some of the greatest artists, healers, and teachers discover their most profound gifts in this realm. The medicine of your shadow taps you deep into your intuition, develops empathy, and is an opportunity to turn weakness into strength. Know that this deeper feeling awareness will ignite an unwavering and powerful core fire within you. As you share your light, do not shun your shadows. Cultivate compassion for every shade of your being. And so slowly start to bring the focus back to your breath, and then just inviting a little movement into the body. So maybe you rub your fingertips together, maybe you roll out your ankles. And then from here, just roll onto your right side into a fetal position. Keeping the eyes closed for a moment, just honoring that corpse pose is such a beautiful space for us to close our practice because it gives us an opportunity to take a moment of reflection, to take a look inward and to decide what is it that we want to let go of or release. So what pieces of our being, what did we absorb or how did we adapt to survive our human experience so far? How can we be so grateful for those pieces, those tools, those versions of ourselves, but yet let them go, release them and set them free so that we can create space for the ever-evolving human that we are. So without any shame or resentment or guilt, with gratitude and appreciation for every version of ourselves, we get to leave something on the mat below us. Like a snake shedding its skin, decide what you want to leave on the mat below you, and then once you've decided, use your hands to push yourself back up to seated. And then coming back to the top of your mat, either on your knees or in cross-legged. Keeping the eyes closed, taking the hands to the heart for a moment, and we're going to seal our practice in together with one more collective Om. So from root to crown, deep breath in. Taking your hands to your third eye, your lips, and then your heart, shining the light of our gifts, of our community, of our yoga, through what we think, what we say, and what we do. Namaste. Namaste, you guys. Excellent job. I'm going to unmute you in just a moment.